Lesson 8. Now you try. Number 1. Hello again. You'll get the most out of this course if you actually did try to rewrite the Queen of Clean letter. So if you didn't do that yet, I encourage you to shut off the video and do it now. Download the Exercise 6A PDF now and read through it at least once before going on. Take notes on effective, ineffective, or interesting spots in the letter. Let's discuss now this first possible rewrite of the Queen of Clean letter. This was done by a student in a previous version of this. The first thing that caught my eye in this first rewrite was Queen of Clean because your house deserves the royal treatment. Very clever and appealing. Totally appropriate. This extends the metaphor in the company name. They could have repeated that idea in one more spot in the letter, such as, here's how we give your home the royal treatment. The second thing is the lead, which establishes rapport with an upwardly mobile, busy suburban resident. If you're writing for a client, you'll want to ask them about the psychology of their typical users so you can write this type of lead. It's effective here. The third thing to notice is the testimonials, the customer quotes. These really key into the quirky reasons that people hire a cleaning service and prefer one over another. Notice that they're signed with full names and locations. People reading a letter like this will almost never actually check up on the testimonial givers, but it adds credibility when they're fully attributed. Fourth, in the paragraph between the two testimonials, the letter differentiates Queen of Clean from a mass market national cleaning company. They're small, family-owned, and local. What's the benefit of that? They listen and match you with a professional cleaner who will follow your needs and preferences. Added in that paragraph is that the staff are licensed, bonded professionals. I don't think there's actually such a thing as licensed home cleaners, but bonded means that you don't need to worry about cleaners stealing from you or charging for services that were not performed. A gentle criticism here is that the letter writer might have done a better job in this paragraph drawing out the so what, the benefits of being a small local company and being bonded. Maybe it could even have explained why a local company, more so than a big national operation, can take the time to give your house the royal treatment. Fifth, notice the detailed list of possible extras in the bullet points. An alternative way to incorporate detail into the letter would have been to list the services that do come standard. It's not quite clear whether watering plants and so on would cost extra, but maybe this company doesn't have standard fees to begin with, since readers are invited to call for a free consultation and quote, "We charge by the job, not the hour." That's good, but so you get results faster? I'm not sure what that's about. Last, the letter ends with a special offer in a PS, which represents an excellent incentive to call now. But I'm not totally sure what receive 20% off on your second service means. 20% off on your second home cleaning? But all in all, a very good revision that incorporated some of the techniques for differentiating and offering and dramatizing the differences. Please download the PDF for Exercise 6B now and read that through before going on. This is my rewrite of the Queen of Clean letter. Perhaps the first thing you noticed was the informal and unusual word "neatnik" in the letter headline. I always try to sprinkle in unexpected words when I write because that increases the reader's feeling that this was written with thought and care, not something formulaic. And from the headline on, the theme of my version of the letter is freedom from guilt for not having the time, energy, or inclination to clean, and freedom from shame, which you might feel for not keeping up appearances. In my first paragraph, I dramatized the emotion of shame and worry over housekeeping with a vivid scenario. I chose words that evoke images in the mind of the reader. Instead of saying, "You'll feel embarrassed," I said, "Would your cheeks burn?" Instead of saying somebody just stops at your house or somebody unexpectedly comes by, I said, if someone carpooling your child asks to come in and use the bathroom. Instead of saying you're busy, I wrote, you always have more important and urgent things to do than vacuum and scrub, right? I try to do this sort of thing in all of my writing, often in the second draft, when I go back to polish things up and get rid of anything boring or flat. The first and second paragraphs together function as problem solution, and the second paragraph elaborates on the solution. Notice the differentiation technique of using unlike and the three detailed and idiosyncratic what ifs. Are kitchen grime and mudroom mess your personal bugaboos? Fine, we'll concentrate there. Your teenager doesn't want her clothes picked up off the floor? No problem. Prefer to use only green cleaning supplies? You got it. Notice two other things slipped into this paragraph, the mention of 5 years and the phrase the neatness gene, which picks up on the not a neatnik theme in the headline. In the third paragraph, I said something that could backfire on the company if I didn't handle it correctly. I mentioned that Queen of Clean employees are proficient in English. Note that I didn't say they were American or native English speakers, which would have been offensive, but even more importantly, I quickly went on to explain the benefit of them knowing English, so you can leave last-minute instructions and know your concerns will be taken care of. It's important to think about how you might be misconstrued or misunderstood and to unobtrusively head off such misinterpretations. In the next to last paragraph, observe how instead of simply saying free consultation or free estimate, I spelled that out as I'll stop by to create a personal checklist with you and tell you how much that would cost with no obligation on your part to go ahead. Later in the course, we get into thinking about possible worries or objections in the minds of your readers. And here, I was preventing the reader from thinking that the free consultation or free estimate might include pressure to hire Queen of Clean. Lots of people worry about that sort of thing. And in the last line before the close, I repeated the unusual word from the headline when I said we would like to be your behind-the-scenes secret neatnik. Note, too, that when I put Queen of Clean right under Rebecca's name, I'm implying that she is the Queen of Clean. That's cool. And finally, I got around to the prestigious Boston Globe media mention in the PS, inviting readers to go to the website and find out more. I also brought up the 5-year history of this company for the second time, which in most people's minds implies stability and reliability. Now, don't worry if your own rewrite doesn't measure up to my student's version, let alone to mine. He was not a beginner, and I've been at this for decades. The key to getting better at copywriting is twofold: observation and practice. So, whether you realize it or not, you're already improving by having gone through this exercise. Maybe before going on, you would like to reflect and make some notes about things you would like to remember for future efforts. Along with this lesson, I've provided a bonus, Chapter 20 from my book, Persuading on Paper, which offers additional examples and tips on differentiating a person or business. In the next section of the course, we think about copywriting factors that increase credibility and persuasiveness.